Hey guys, Azul here. Today I have a video that was requested by one of you guys, and this is going to be a movement tutorial. So I'll just be going around all the basic movements that you need to be able to know, particularly in recoveries. So things like wave dashes, chaining them together, and also drifting. So first thing I'll do is wave dashes. So a wave dash is pretty straightforward. All you gotta do is jump and tilt your car in the opposite direction of where you want to wave dash. So if you want to just go forwards, you tilt your car backwards like this. And then as your wheels are touching the ground, you want to do a front flip. And it'll just kind of be absorbed by the ground. You'll get this kind of speed boost out of it. And you can do these in any direction. Tilting your car to the right with air roll, and then doing a side flip to the left or the other way around, and you can do it backwards as well. And then also, if you want to chain these together, you can basically do a wave dash, but when you do the flip, press jump twice or double tap A, double tap X, depending on if you're on PS4 or an Xbox controller, and that'll look like this. And then you keep doing that and keep wave dashing and tilting your car to the side, and you can chain them together like so. You also want to hold drift while doing this, so that you kind of maintain that momentum that you get from each dash. So it's wave dash, double tap, double tap, double tap, double tap, and you can just keep on combining it. So you can actually go pretty quick with this, particularly if you do it off the wall like so. It's not really something that you need to be able to do, it's more just a showboat thing really. I never really use this in game like ever, so it's pretty cool to be able to do it though. So if you want to learn it, you can go ahead, but it's not the most useful thing. But as I was referring to drifting before, it's very good for maintaining momentum, especially if you land sideways. So let's say I go up for something and I land sideways, I can hold drift or power slide, and I will keep on moving a lot longer than if I just jump down and don't do anything. I'll just stop. So if you hold power slide, you can actually carry on moving. So that's quite a useful thing to note. Also for power slides, if you want to be able to do a sharp turn, it's very good for that. That's basically the main use of it. So if you just power slide like this, you can turn a lot quicker than if you just do a normal turn. It takes a lot longer, so definitely utilize that. I also recommend feathering it rather than just holding it like this. You can kind of spin out. If you just sort of tap it, you get a much more controlled turn. Whereas if you hold it, you can kind of overturn a bit. It's not as controlled. So yeah, I definitely recommend feathering it or tapping it like that. I think power sliding is actually a very underrated mechanic. If you're good at power sliding, you'll get to the ball a lot quicker than a lot of people. Let's say you're facing the wrong way, and you can quickly just turn with power slide, and people might not be expecting that, particularly at lower ranks. So it's definitely good to get used to it early on. Another thing I'll go into is speed flips. I won't go into great detail on this because I want to do a separate video on it. But diagonal flips are actually very good if you want to flip while boosting. If you try and do a front flip while boosting, it'll kind of look something like this, and you're actually boosting against your car's momentum there, so it's not very effective. But if you do a diagonal flip like this, you actually keep boosting forward, so it's a lot better. But a speed flip is even faster. This is just a normal diagonal flip. A speed flip is even faster because you cancel that diagonal flip, so that it's even more controlled. You've got that boost facing backwards the entire time. So the way you do this is you sort of turn to the right like this if you're going to speed flip to the left. And then you diagonally flip to the left. And then as you do this diagonal flip, you can see my controller here, where you're pointing up to the left like that. You then pull it back in the opposite direction, as you can see on the controller overlay. So let me show you what that looks like. But then also, to make sure I land on all four wheels, I'm actually holding arrow left as I cancel the flip. If I don't hold arrow left, it just looks like this. So I don't actually land on my wheels very quickly. Whereas if I hold it, you can see I land right on my wheels. And also, if you want, you can hold drift afterwards as well, and you get even more momentum carried over. So that's what that looks like. If you're doing a diagonal flip to the right, and you use arrow right, then it's the other way around, it's just inversed. So you'd have arrow right bound instead of arrow left like me, and you'd be turning to the left and flipping to the right and cancelling it. Basically just the complete opposite of what I just showed you. Another thing I could go into is half flips. I do have a video on this already though, but that is just a backflip, and then you point up on your controller to cancel that, and then hold arrow left or right depending on which one you have bound, so that you land on your wheels like so. So really simple. Another thing I'll show you is if you want to really quickly turn around, you can actually fly up into your net like this and turn your car in the air using arrow. So I'm holding arrow left here to make sure that my car turns upside down, and then I line it up with the slope of the goal, and then I come speeding out of it like this, facing the attackers. So that's actually quite a useful thing, but you know, it might not always be applicable. It might only be useful in very specific situations, so I wouldn't worry too much about it. It's just a cool little thing I thought I'd show you, seeing as I'm just going through loads of different ways of moving around the field. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this one, guys. If there's anything I missed, let me know in the comments below. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the movement tutorial. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.